konumuz Japonya pazarına odaklanıyor. Az önce de belirttim, çok değerli bir isim gelecek Japonya'dan. Rekabetçi e-ticaret ortamında Amazon ve Rakuten'de başarılı olmak için pratik stratejiler ve içeriden küçük ipuçları sağlamayı hedefliyoruz bu sunumla. Konuğumuz marka sahipleri ve firmalara ürünlerini bu pazarda satabilmeleri için destek veren bir isim. Inoue Corporation'ın genel müdürü Sayın Toshitaka Inoue. Alkışlarınızla I would like to invite Mr. Inoue to the stage for his presentation. Welcome.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you. I'm such honored here to be able to speak here today. I would like to first give great thanks to the Ministry of Trade for having this event. Congratulations. And also President of TIM, Mr. Mustafa, President of ETID, Mr. Hakan, and e-commerce President, Mr. Hassan, and Turkey's trade attaché to Japan, Mrs. Mukaddes. Thank you so very much. First of all, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Toshitaka Inoue. I'm from Inoue Corporation. I am the director of Inoue Japan, and we are located in Osaka, Japan. In Japanese, I would like to say, ようこそ。ありがとうございます。ね、よろしくお願いします。We are an official partner of Amazon, and we have been a service provider for many years. We help many foreign sellers to come into Japan and also outside for Europe, for UK, for Australia, and many other countries. So if there's anything related to Amazon, I'm sure we could help. Now, I would like to speak a little bit about Japan. Okay, as many people know, you have the samurais, and then you have the ninjas, and then you have the geishas. Well, this is half true. We had this long time ago. There are some that still exist, but I think this is more realistic now. Yeah. Japan, we have the anime, we have the Shinkansen, the bullet train, and we have Fujisan, Sakura, sushi. And I think in Istanbul, in Turkey, PlayStation and Nintendo is, again, very, very popular. So these are things that you may relate to Japan. But in reality, this is Japan. Crowded crossroads, crowded trains, long queues, people everywhere. Okay, this is the typical Japan. I was once asked by a foreign seller, how can a country so small be potential in marketing, in the market? Okay, let's look at some facts. Facts. Compared to Turkey, Japan is half the size, okay, in country size. So we're half the size. However, in retail sales, Japan is doing 10 times. Amazon, Japan is the 4th largest Amazon market. Number 1, of course, USA. Number 2, UK. 3, Germany. And 4, Japan. So for such a small country, I think we're doing very good and we have a potential market. As for e-commerce, the retail sales of 2023 was 1.3 trillion US dollars. Okay, this is just regular retail, so offline, online, all mixed together. However, online sales, there is a 11.4%, meaning 151 billion US dollars that was done for e-commerce. Okay. After the pandemic, Japan has grown enormously in the e-commerce field. People were not able to go out shopping. And please understand, Japanese people do like shopping. They always go shopping. And so before, in the past, Rakuten was the number 1 e-commerce platform. However, with Amazon, their extraordinary growth has risen them to be both 30% in the market. Okay, so these are the top major e-commerces in Japan. However, there is a big difference. Rakuten is more focused on brands. Rakuten, they just started a fulfillment center, but normally Rakuten, everything needs to be sent from a 3PL warehouse or a warehouse B2C. Whereas Amazon, they started their FBA system. Okay. In Japan, the country is small, but right now there are more than 50 facilities for Amazon. So Amazon has made the next day service, delivery service, or in some areas, same day service deliveries possible in Japan, which helped their growth. Okay, so how do you sell in Japan? Well, first you need international shipping. Okay, you send your items to Japan. Next, custom clearance. And then going to FBA or domestic delivery within Japan. Sounds very simple. It's done anywhere in the world. And so why not? Let's do business in Japan. Unfortunately, we have challenges. The biggest challenge is Japanese. 今から全部日本語で喋ると多分分からなくなると思います。Okay? Most of the people in Japan, they cannot speak fluent English. So therefore, anything that is sold in Japan needs to have some kind of information in Japanese. Labeling, communication, okay? All of this needs to be done in Japanese. Custom clearance. If you see here, there's a new law that was sent out in October 2023. We had so many foreign sellers delivering their items directly to FBA, which caused many issues in Japan. Tax issues, compliance issues, custom clearance issues. And so the Japanese government or customs decided to give a very strict law last year in October. And for this, we have many shipments that are stopped at port. I had one inquiry, it was not my customer, but I had one inquiry where one customer sent 4 tons of goods to Japan. It was stopped at customs because of import issues. The item was stopped there from February up until about last month. And at the end, they came to us to see if we could help. But since it was an importer issue, there was nothing we could do. And so what happened? All 4 tons was disposed. Why? Because it had lithium battery in it. They could not send it back. And again, if the lithium battery is in a product, disposing, again, causes a lot of issues. So what they had to do, they had to pull each battery out of the item, separate it, and dispose it. I hear that it was only 4 tons, but for the disposal, it cost more than $1 million. Okay. Now, I don't know, but honestly, if they would ask me first, it would have went right through. So please be careful with things like that. That's where compliance comes in. Compliance is very important in Japan. Okay. When coming in from customs, many people will say, we know the HS code. We know the tariff code. We can send it to Japan. However, just Japanese customs, they will look at the code, but they will also look at the item, and they will need to compare. And then later, they will need to ask questions. How is this being used? Where is it going to be used? Who are you selling? Most of the foreign exporters, they cannot answer the question because, again, it's all in Japanese. It takes a lot of time. Okay? But the smoother these questions are answered, the easier the ride. So, what kind of items need registration? Okay, these items are restricted. We have food and kitchen. So any food items or kitchen-related items, will need a food registration. Cosmetic items, you need a license to import cosmetic. Electric items, you need to register these as well. And let's say pet food. Pet food itself does not need registration, but the person importing will need to register their company name. Okay? So these will be items that are very restricted. However, they are a very well-selling product. So let's give you some examples, like the paper cups. Okay? This will need a food registration. Most paper cups inside will have some kind of plastic lining. Because of the plastic, we need to do testing. Okay, so if the testing is not approved, it cannot be imported. Shampoo, these are cosmetic items. Shampoos, beauty items, makeups, all of these are cosmetic items. But on the other hand, deodorant. In many countries, deodorant may be a cosmetic item. But in Japan, this is considered a medical item. We need a different license. And to import medical items is very cumbersome, a lot of money, a lot of documents. Sometimes it's better to make this item in Japan rather than import it. Apparel and linen. Apparel items, linen items, beddings, these items are not restricted for import. However, to sell these items in Japan, they all need a Japanese tag. So you will need to have some kind of tag to sell these in Japan. Okay, so it may be okay with customs, but after you send the items to FBA or other places and you get a complaint, all of these items may have to be recollected. So we at Inoue, what we do, number one, compliance check. And then we'll do document and shipment preparation, international shipping, custom clearance. We also have a warehouse in Osaka and Tokyo, so warehousing, and distribution prep. A lot of times for Amazon FBA, we have issues where the FNSKU or the barcode is not correct for the Japanese market. And so therefore, barcodes may need to be placed on the items. And then finally, FBA or domestic delivery. All of these things can be done by Inoue. So some people will ask, is Inoue a custom broker? Well, yes, but no. Are we a logistic forwarder? Again, yes or no. 3PL, yes and no. These are all the things that we can do. We can go from your door to door in Japan. But if there's anything that you are more specialized or you have strong partners, please do not hesitate to take any of these off. Our services is to get your items into Japan safely and have a very successful business. Our 3PL services, we have a warehouse in Osaka, which is more than 100,000 square feet, and also a warehouse in Tokyo, which is another 100,000 square feet. Both of these warehouses are being used for container unloading, 3PL, temporary storage, and many other times the items will just come in and go out within 2 or 3 days. Okay. Again, also for Rakuten and Amazon, as I said at the beginning, we have the Japanese that needs to be used in all of the listings and all of the platforms. So we can help in localization along with SNS. We do have Instagram, we do have TikTok, but again, it's very, very Japanese. And so it's better to use Japanese influencers, Japanese advertisement in these fields as well. Nowadays, a lot of the young people, I think anywhere and all over the world, people are using social media. So this is a very, very good tool to use, even if you're selling on Amazon or Rakuten. So again, Inoue will make anything very simple. We can do compliance, shipping, payments for duties and taxes. custom clearance, B2B, B2C delivery, returns, localization, and marketing. Anything that you need to do in Japan, we can help out. We've done 10 million products. We've did business with over 2,200 brands and sellers, and Inoue itself has been here for 26 years. Okay, so today, after this, we have our booth, and I know that everybody is very busy, so it might be good to just exchange business cards, but I will be happy to answer any questions. My staff members, my Turkish staff members, can also answer any questions in Turkish, and we'll be happy to do any kind of service or question answering at our booth. Exchange business cards, we can communicate later, but we would like for you to please try the Japanese market. The Japanese market is full of potentials, and I'm sure that there will be a lot of great business that we can do. Okay, again, very quickly, we have Inoue branches in Australia, Hong Kong, South Korea, China, India, UAE, Italy, UK, and USA. So if any of these countries, again, is of interest for import or export, we have staffs there that can speak the local language and also Japanese, and they will be more than happy to help you. So our office is in Osaka, and it's right next to the Shinkansen, Shin-Osaka Station. And now there are a lot of tourists coming into Japan, and because the Japanese yen is so weak, people are taking big advantage of that. But I do encourage you to please come to Osaka. Please come to our office. We'll be more than happy to help you and talk to you. We have staff members from 7 countries speaking nine languages, and so whatever the needs, we will be able to help. I thank you very much. And I am a little early on the time, but if there's any questions, I would be more than happy to answer if there is any.
Evet, sorumuz varsa alabiliriz. Süremiz var.
Excuse me? My charges? Enough for you to make a lot of profit. Actually, we do have pricing, and a lot of times it's case by case, but most of our charges are based on the commercial invoice value that you present. And I was not able to explain that a lot here, so I can explain that later, but commercial invoice value has changed a lot in Japan. There's a lot of rumors, so please make sure that you understand the fundamental and the correct way of writing the commercial value for importing into Japan.
Currently, do you have any Turkish customers, Turkish companies? I know that you won't name that, but I'm wondering which categories they are selling, and which categories you suggest to sell to Japan. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Fortunately, yes, we have had many Turkish inquiries this couple of months, starting this year. And I think a couple of companies are already onboarding. Their shipments are getting ready to be sent to Japan. Now, I would like to answer your question in a very specific category, but as a broad category, please remember, the Japanese houses are very small, okay? And so categories that are small, that save space, will always sell very good in Japan. If you try to sell a big house in the backyard, our backyard is this small. It's not going to sell. But if you can sell something that is very compact, foldable, very good, and it has a lot of multiple functions, it will sell. For instance, like kitchen items. If you sell a big shelf, maybe in the US, UK will sell. But in Japan, a compact shelf that you can store many small things will be something that will be ideal for the Japanese market. So please remember, Japan is always small. Anything small, smaller, saves space, will probably always be a very good choice.
Başka sorumuz yoksa? Thank you so much for your presentation and for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.